Most people push harder. They stay late. They chase promotions. They try to look busy even when they feel empty. But some people don't. And maybe that's you. You still show up. You still do your job. But something inside you stepped back. You stopped giving your soul away. The crowd calls it quiet quitting, but that's not what it feels like from the inside. It feels calm. It feels silent. It feels like reclaiming something that was slowly leaking out of you. And here's the strange part. People who quiet quit often don't feel lazy. They feel awake. If this sounds familiar, stay with me. I'll explain. Let's remove the shame first. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You're not unmotivated. You're not weak. You're simply different. You didn't suddenly lose ambition. You just stopped feeding a system that no longer fed you back. You're not strange for pulling your energy inward. Your brain simply realized something before your mouth could explain it. The crowd keeps running because everyone else is running. You slowed down because something inside you asked a quiet question. Why am I doing this? And here's what's important. That question doesn't come from burnout. It comes from awareness. Most people never hear it, but you did. And this is where it gets interesting. Your brain runs on two simple systems. One chases reward. The other seeks connection. Reward feels like achievement, praise, money, titles. Connection feels like meaning, safety, being seen. Most workplaces feed the reward system, deadlines, metrics, performance reviews. So most people keep chasing the next small hit of approval. It's like scrolling social media. You refresh, you check, you wait for something to light up inside. That's dopamine. It's the more chemical. But connection works differently. Connection asks, does this matter? Do I belong here? Is this aligned with who I am? That's oxytocin. It's the "this feels real" signal. And here's the strange part. At some point, your brain stopped getting enough connection from your job, so it stopped offering reward. You didn't quit. Your nervous system quietly disengaged. But here's what's strange. That disengagement wasn't collapse, it was calibration. Most people stay trapped in emotional loops. Wake up, rush, work, scroll, sleep, repeat. They don't question it because repetition feels safe. The brain loves familiar patterns, even unhappy ones. That's why people keep checking their phones. That's why they keep refreshing email. That's why they stay in jobs they secretly hate. Not because it feels good, because it feels known. Emotions create habits. Habits create identity. So the crowd keeps moving, even when nothing inside them moves anymore. But you noticed something. You felt the drain. You felt how your energy was being traded for routine. And instead of numbing out, you pulled back. You stopped overgiving. You stopped performing enthusiasm. You did only what was required. And here's the important moment. That wasn't rebellion. That was self-preservation. And this is where it gets interesting. You don't need constant stimulation. You don't need endless praise. You don't need to prove your worth every day. Your self-esteem comes from inside. You feel deeply. You think long-term. You sense when something no longer fits. That makes you dangerous to empty systems because you can't be controlled by noise alone. While others chase promotions, you ask questions. While others compete, you observe. While others burn out, you quietly detach. The crowd is powered by pressure. You are powered by alignment. And here's the strange thing. What looks like disengagement is actually clarity. What looks like apathy is actually boundaries. What looks like giving up is often choosing yourself. Your quiet quitting is not weakness, it's discernment. When you stop feeding meaningless work, your energy doesn't disappear, it moves. It goes into ideas, into creativity, into relationships that feel real. It goes into your inner world. You start thinking more, noticing more. You care about quality instead of visibility.
You invest in conversations, not meetings, in growth, not optics. Your brain doesn't want to climb ladders that lean against empty walls, so it redirects. The crowd pours energy into status. You pour energy into substance. And here's what's strange. This quiet shift often leads to deeper friendships, new creative paths, or entirely new ways of living. Not louder, truer. Some people find meaning in the crowd. They like structure, hierarchy, clear rules. Others find meaning inside themselves. They follow intuition, values, internal signals. Neither is wrong, but you belong to the second group. You walk the quieter path. You don't need to be constantly validated by systems that don't know who you are. You build identity from alignment, not applause. For the crowd, work is identity. For you, work is just one expression of a much larger self. That's why quiet quitting feels natural. You're separating who you are from what you do. And here's the deeper layer. You're not withdrawing from life. You're refusing to outsource your meaning. That takes courage, even if it looks silent. So if you quietly stepped back from your job, listen carefully. You're not missing out on life. You're playing a different game. A game where peace matters more than performance, where alignment beats hustle, where your nervous system matters. The crowd runs louder. You move deeper. You didn't quit. You reclaimed your energy. And if this perspective resonates with you, I invite you to watch the next video. Maybe you're here because you already feel it, and maybe this is just the beginning.